So yeah, I'm grateful to be alive, number one. I gotta express more gratitude. I know that I do a better job at complaining, but I gotta balance it out with some positivity. I'm just being grateful. I could be anywhere in the world and I'm right here in a place with shelter, with food, AC, nice environment. It's easy to fall victim or fall into a victim mentality, and that comes from comparing our lives to other people around us. That's all it comes from. It's like a little kid. When a little kid gets baby food, they're grateful for it. All of a sudden, you give that nigga a piece of your steak, and he's like, "Man, Dad, fuck you been feeding me before this, bruh?" And he don't ever want to eat that stuff again. That's how life is. When we see somebody making more money or being prosperous in a specific area, we start trying to find the good in that. We see the good in that and we forget about the good that we have. We start comparing our lives to theirs, not having full context. A formula to getting out of that mentality is expressing gratitude, and expressing gratitude in the form of words initially saying it, speaking it, but there are some stuff that takes work as well. Meaning, even for example, health. Let's say if I say I'm grateful that I'm healthy. That's secondary. Tertiary is actually physically doing it. Showing that you value your health by eating better. By taking care of your health, maybe sleeping right, eating better foods, exercising, walking. And I say it's secondary because primary is thinking it. You gotta think it before you speak it. And then after you speak, you gotta take action and do it. Don't overwhelm yourself, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are, don't overwhelm yourself. Just like taxes has a way of working for you or against you, thoughts could work for you or against you. We have this mentality in this world that the mind is your enemy. While that is true, your mind could also be your greatest ally. What you focus on expands. So if you are walking around thinking that your enemy is your mind, the most powerful thing that you've been given, how are you gonna win? Unless you flip that mentality. Again, taxes could work for you, but it could work against you as well. Your mind could work for you. Good. If you'd like a copy of one of my most powerful affirmations that I've created, I try to give it to you for free without you having to buy my book. Send me an email at hourtheta@gmail.com. It's only a framework. It's for me. But once you get the framework, you could customize it. In fact, I encourage you to customize it for yourself. I got this idea by, first of all, learning about the mind, the subconscious mind, the power in it. learning about how our environment affects our future, especially from a young age, from the age of 3 to 7 or up, maybe 12, 10. Everything that we consume affects us. It's a foundation. And what we gotta realize is that foundation is critical. Critical. And you moving forward in life with traction or the opposite, spinning tires. It's all about that foundation. Now, if you didn't have a foundation, a good foundation, that doesn't mean it's over. That doesn't mean you quit. If anything, now you got more to relate with. You have more people that you could actually impact and relate, but don't think it's over. So if you're that mentality, you're like, oh, I didn't have a good foundation. Well, nah, bitch, you're not getting away that easy. You still got it. There's somebody out there that you could relate with, only you specifically can relate with. Doesn't mean stay there, but wherever you are, you're gonna be able to relate with somebody else and elevate them, and then two people are out of that rut. And that first person is maybe able to connect with somebody that you can. It's just the way it works. I can't even explain it any better than what it actually is. But your role is bigger than you think. Way bigger than you think. I think this is the end of the day soup, but I don't give a fuck. I'm hungry as hell. Well, I was. Benito. So I'm gonna be here for a little bit. I doubt I'm gonna get any calls. But you know what? If I don't get any calls, that's okay with me. Let me see what Vito got a call. No, Jane, you supposed to give me that call. Fuck. You supposed to give me that call. Yeah, it is what it is. If you could take anything away from my nonsense, is look, what I want you to do is, number one, right now, the reason you're watching this is because you see something in someone else. It may not be me, but if you're scrolling through social media, you see something, you see life in someone else. And what you need to do is magnify that life within yourself. The details, the minutia, the stuff that doesn't matter is what you say initially. I'm gonna tell you why. Everything that you've been conditioned to believe at a young age, most of you, maybe not everyone, but most people, what they've been conditioned to believe at a young age isn't them, it's not true. If you sat in front of a television, I guarantee that you were marketed information. It's not good or a bad thing, it's okay, it's just the name of the game, it just is what it is. But these commercials, these television shows, these cartoons that you watched, these concerts on live television, these boxing matches, everything had a purpose behind it. And at that moment in your life, you had no idea, and you consumed everything, and you accepted all of the information that came to you as is. And that's okay. But I'm just here to tell you that everything that goes up must come down. And everything that goes in must come out. Good, bad, whatever the fuck the case is, you need to find out what's in here. And just do it with a foundation, understanding that, hey, whether it's good, whether it appeals to the masses, whether it receives likes or nothing, no comment, you need to go back and study it for yourself. Because the purpose of you documenting is not for the accolades, is not for a like, it's for you to understand yourself. I'm gonna leave you with this. Most of us know ourselves. Most of us have a basic understanding of ourselves. We know our name. We know our social. We know where we work, what we do. We know what we like, what we eat. We know basics about ourselves. We know where we live. We know what school we went to. But I got a question. After you know thyself, what's next? How do you move on to the next step? How do you graduate, if you will? Most of you are still stuck in elementary. How do you understand yourself? That's what we need to actually graduate to. How do we understand ourselves? How do we get to a point of understanding who we are? Knowing yourself is easy. Again, those are the basics. These are the things that you've been already communicating with your employees, your employers. These are the stuff that you just already know, that you gravitate to, that you automatically say immediately after meeting someone, after sitting down over a cup of coffee with that girl, taking her to lunch, dinner, whatever the case may be. It's your pitch, your elevator pitch. Everybody knows that. You've been studying it, you've been saying it for so long, but take it a step further, and I want you to understand yourself. I want you to ask yourself, do I understand myself? And how you understand yourself is by not just documenting, but go back and study your own videos. Look back at your own content. Forget about the likes, forget about the lack thereof, forget about the comments or the lack thereof. I promise that the further you dig deep into yourself, the more that people will gravitate to you. I believe in you. There's another step to it, but for now, understand yourself. Document as much as you can. What goes up must come down, and what goes in must come out. Make sure to send me an email at ourtheta@gmail.com. OURTHETA. Send me an email at ourtheta@gmail.com with a link. If you don't want it public, that's okay. Keep it unlisted. Send me a link to ourtheta@gmail.com. I want you to give me the basics in that video. I want you to give me the stuff that you know. Your name, where you work, your background, whatever. But I want you to just keep communicating. I want you to get out of your head. 10 to 15 minutes, cool. But if you want to go further than that, let's go. 10 to 15 minutes. Send me an unlisted video to ourtheta@gmail.com. I'll be posting it in my community in Reddit. I almost forgot the name of it. My community on Reddit. I'll be posting it there. If you do not want anybody to see the video, just make sure to type that in the email. Make sure to include, say, I do not want anybody to watch it. But you're gonna see how things begin to change 10, 15, 20 years from now. You're gonna see how how funny you're gonna be like, man, I don't give a fuck. You're gonna see how quickly you're gonna start actually improving. The #1 personal development program in the world. Send me an email, ourtheta@gmail.com, and it costs you $0. I believe in you.